All right, what's up, YouTube? I just wanted to run through. Excuse me, I've been under the weather here and have been long behind on getting a bunch of things done. So I'm just going to run through some stuff really quick as I'm trying to catch up. As you guys seen from my post earlier on Facebook, the purple compound tires came in. Um, just so everybody knows, what we did is I was trying to get tires in as quick as possible for super chips. So these have an updated belt, but not the exact one that we're going to use in like full-on production later on. Um, these are, you may have seen some of the racers posting about using a V2 or a 3 or a 4 belt. So in total, there was 6 different ones that were tested. Um, each one was a different like thread count, makeup, materials, a bunch of different things like that. Um, so out of the 42 pair of samples that we had in 3 different belts, to date, no one has broken one. So I don't really know what much more to do than that for durability testing, other than probably a couple thousand hits in total on all the different variations of belts. Different racers, different conditions, liked different belts. So there was really a little bit of a difficult decision to make on which one we wanted to go with. Um, in the end, we wound up going with the one that we think will still work and have the best performance. Um, Durability wise, they were all strong. There was one that was ridiculously strong. Um, Honestly, I could probably hang from it, and well, if my arm wasn't destroyed, I could probably do chin-ups with it. So it was really good. Um, so in that respect, I'm very confident that we won't have belt issues here in the near future. We even had somebody run and crash and split a sidewall and glue it back together and kept running it. And with like 150,000 RPM data log, it didn't blow up the tire or break the belt. So I think that was very, very promising. Um, so in that respect, I think we're in good shape. So number one, all the belt testing went great. Number two, we have the new purple compound that is more of like a hot weather tire, and you guys will be more familiar with the compound when you have them in your hands and feel them. They're a little bit harder than what we had before, but this was meant to be a harder version of this line of what we would call like a hot weather type compound. Specifically for prep tire. Our current compounds, yellow and green, have been extremely good in dry tire applications in colder weather. So we're going to still stick with those, but we're adding purple to the lineup. We will probably also add a pink compound that'll be softer, and we're still working on a few others. So as we've kind of dug deeper into some of the different rubbers and compounds and mixes and blends, we've learned a lot of really interesting things. I would say almost that you never want to have problems, but I think in the end, the problems that we've had have forced us to do a lot more testing and research and different things to understand what's going on, that I think, as the speeds of some of you guys have seen are increasing, and I've seen a lot more tire failures from other brands as well lately. So I think this has kind of been a blessing in disguise, that it's made us really do a lot more work. So with that being said, that stuff's done. This batch of purples that we have are one of the beefier, stronger belts. However, because these were made, because again, I was trying to get stuff rushed for super chips, which I still don't know if I can get this to racers in time. Now we actually packaged a bunch today. I'm still missing another box that'll be here tomorrow with the loopers and the rest of the purples. So we're gonna get them up on the site. I'll have them to where you guys can order them. We'll ship as many as we can tomorrow and try and get them out to racers. If people want stuff shipped to a hotel in Omaha or in see, I'm brain dead. If we can get stuff shipped to racers go into super chips, we will do so right away. But I make no guarantees that stuff will arrive there. So kind of do that at your own risk. If racers want us to do that, we'll try and do our best to make that happen. With the way I've been feeling and needing to yet go back to the doctors again, I probably won't be there. I've had a lot of sinus issues and asthma issues, and it hasn't been a good it hasn't been a good 2 weeks. So, but regardless of that, so that kind of covers some of that stuff. Now, the other thing that we've done is, as we've talked about for the R1 cars, and we talked about them, you know, possibly having some updates, being that they're all 3D printed stuff anyway. Well, I know that they're working on molded cars and parts and stuff like that. So we went ahead and did this anyway, which we think is a possible decent tuning option for racers. So this narrows up the bead of the wheel about 6.5 millimeters, which clears all the R1 body mounts and floating body mounts. So the mold has been updated, and the looper mold has been updated as well. So these will be on the site as a narrow. If you order a Super V, it will still be a wide. It will be the one without the extra ribs. As we burn through some of that inventory, I did put on the site the looper foam wheels that are wide are discounted because those I suggest only being used with foam. Eventually, as we run through some of those, we'll put up the looper wheels that'll have this extra bead for both the wide and the narrow, which will also take care of the air valve issue. So that's been addressed. Let's see what else. Oh, some orders have been a little bit slow getting out. Again, with me being sick, I'm behind on some things. We took care of a whole bunch of them today. They're sitting next to me here, so I got to do the shipping labels. Honestly, this is about the first time I've been downstairs here in maybe a week. So, so again, I apologize to some of the guys for not getting things out quicker. We're going to take care of that ASAP. Now, as far as replacements go, I'm going to set up an email address and a sort of a form. We'll need racers to send us some pictures to that email address. If you can, your order number so that we can track it later on, so that guys aren't trying to get duplicates of tires off of order numbers or anything crazy like that. If you bought tires from another racer, I know some guys bought them and then cleaned them out to people or whatever. Try to get the original invoice or email from them, from the racer that you purchased them from. So that way, again, we can cross-reference an order number. We will need to do that to help keep all that stuff organized. I will try and get that stuff posted up tomorrow, so that way we can start the return process. The tires that we'll be doing for returns, those are in production now with the V4 belt, and that will be what all the production is from here on out. This batch of purples that is going on the website, we are actually going to just label them as like a sample batch. So these have a little bit stiffer belt in them. They will be very, very indestructible, and I'll even pull one apart and show you guys real quick. But again, we were trying to get these as quick as we could. There was a delay with the belt material, and this is why we couldn't get these done with the other belts in time. So as you can see, if my phone will focus. So a little bit different. We also added a rib here right next to where the belt joins in. The reason for that is at high RPM, with the shape of our carcass, we were saying the sidewalls here grow. And when that would grow, that was when the sidewall of the tire was actually pulling the belt away from the rubber. And that's why that was adding to the failure process. So when we did all the testing, we did not do the carcass update. We wanted to basically leave the tire in a position as probable as we could to fail. But this is also why I think we've seen some of our guys struggle with some of the big mile per hour that's being run now. We've actually been really fast, and 6 foot and 66 foot times, but we struggle to run some of the big mile per hour numbers on the top end. And I think that's because of the sidewall that we had that was growing over the edge of the carcass. So with that being said, that's fixed also. So I think in the end, we've done just about everything that we could. I know I've seen some posts about that, you know, I wasn't listening to what racers said. We have a tire that's equal bead. We have a tire that's got built-in air valves. We have a tire now that's been made with a stronger belt. We got a tire with an interior rib specifically designed for the higher RPM and speeds. We have a tire that you didn't really need to heat before with our other compounds. That worked really well for dry tire and compounds that are actually a much higher quality, more durable rubber. So in that respect, I think we've done about all we can. We're also addressing replacement tires, which I don't think any other tire company in the industry would ever think about doing at the volume that we're going to do. So needless to say, I kind of scoff at some of the comments that I've heard in that regard. But you know, it is what it is. People have their opinions. Otherwise, I think we will be all set here. The production has begun on the replacement tires in the next batch. If you go to our website, you'll see in the next 24 hours or so, the purples will be added, the narrow rims will be added, and I will start adding the yellow and green compounds with the new belts. Also, the purples for this batch will be labeled. So if people want to wait for the next one that have what will be the standard production belt from here on out, those will be there. These ones that have this little bit thicker belt, these will be here in limited quantity, and when they sell out, they'll be gone. I'm setting some aside for guys that are going to Super Chips if they want me to ship stuff to the excuse me, if they want me to ship stuff to the event. So that will pretty much be it. Okay, now on replacements. One of the questions that was asked was what to do with tires that have not been mounted or ran. Will we replace those if they're returned? That is a difficult question, to where I would almost rather see them not come back just because of the shipping costs and everything like that. And again, us having to handle and you know, all the logistics and everything behind it. I would really prefer for racers to pass those, excuse me, to 17.5, 13.5, EXL guys, whatever. I know there's some people that haven't mounted up all of them. I would really appreciate if people would only have the initial run of this stuff for ones that are broken. So that way we can take care of those customers first. And then anyone that is needing, you know, something worked out as far as the replacing existing ones that are still brand new, we can figure that out in a little bit. But I would really like to take care of people that have actually run the tires and used them and have had failures first. So I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. But you know, I'm sure a lot of people out there might have a different thought on it. You know, so it's been hard to say. We've again still had people running hundreds of runs on the old tires, no problems, and then we've had other people that have broken them on the first pass. So I can't really say one way or the other. I will say we are down to only about 5 pair of blues from the original batch. I think 33 pair of greens from the original batch, and then a few hundred pair of the super softs, because we had the start of the second production run arrive before we stopped everything to change the belts. So if people are looking for that, we are going to probably discount some of those even further than what we have. I don't know 100% yet when we'll do that or if we're going to do that, but again, for the 13.5, 17.5 VXL classes and that, the existing belts I think are fine. The biggest issue we saw with the tires was getting up over 70 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour. So with that being said, I'm going to kill this one. All right. And I'm going to hop over to the Facebook questions really quick. If I can find my own post. If I can see my own post. Let's see. Questions. Oh, and yes, they asphalted our road, and we were all excited to go run. And then we had like a storm blowing in, and it blew like helicopters all over the road while they were still running the roller over everything. So there's like helicopters all packed into the pavement. So I didn't even bother trying to run. Robert, no, running my products will not make you more attractive with the ladies. Let's start with that one. Tim Stevens, yes, replacement tires are being made now. We are going to start adding some stuff up to the site because we're basically going to have 2 batches worth of tires coming. So there's going to be a lot of tires to handle replacements plus handle the new incoming orders. So because there's a lot of people that like the tires and they didn't want them replaced, they just wanted to run them. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the support from the no prep community on that one. This has been a huge investment, very stressful excuse me, past few months. So I'll be very happy when I can just say, yeah, here's some good tires. We're happy to go racing. So Adam, yep, I think I covered that about the tire swap. Again, we can work on that a little bit later down the road, but I really want to take care of all the people that have actually used the tires and have had tire failures first. Short course foams, the ones for Sweep or Voodoo or whatever. I don't know why there's a foam shortage for tires. Yes, they're being made right now. I am really hoping that those things arrive like Wednesday or Thursday. I was pushing. I really tried to help all the racers out. I offered the shop a bunch of extra money to try and get them thrown on the water jet sooner. They wouldn't take me up on it, so I tried. So let's see. That's pretty much it. There's no other questions on there. So unless anybody has any here, I'm probably gonna bail off and do the shipping labels for the pile of boxes that my wife brought next to me here, and then work on the pictures and stuff to get the purples and the narrow rims added onto the site. That's about it. Hopefully, I get back to feeling better. Hopefully, I will be out running a whole bunch soon. I got Mr. Tony doing some of the Castle 6400 KV rotors for me. I did buy another no prep drag car, so you guys will see soon enough what I bought, and as I get that one running as well. So I wanted to be able to compare some things side by side, so I can give my opinion on some stuff. So that'll be here soon. Actually, I think my other servo will be here soon too. I hope. So yeah, so that'll be done. I got to paint some more bodies. Obviously, I got to mount some tires. Will I see you in Ohio in a few weeks? Possibly Ohio for sure. A bunch out in Pontiac. Possibly at the new Lincoln Park place. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. So, thanks, Chip. I feel like crap, man. It feels like my right eye wants to push out of my head. I keep wanting to push it back in the socket. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So we've been working. We haven't given up. I know a lot of people have been worried that I was going to give up on this deal, but there's no way. We're fixing it. You know, we're 100% committed to, you know, to making this happen and getting everything working. I know some people keep bugging me about the 3D printed front wheels and some of the 3D printed stuff. I want to, but at the same time, I want to make them stronger and better for you guys. And we have resin that's actually amazing. And I know you guys are going to be all excited about this stuff because it's transparent and it looks amazing. And Resi One, I asked them to make us a stronger resin, and this stuff is ridiculous. The problem is, I think this stuff is what started my sinus issues, because this stuff smells so strong with this chemical smell that kind of hung in the air that it really tore me up. So I'm working on house stuff here now and trying to get some printers actually moved out to the garage so that we can use this stuff, because I also want to restart my original intent with this whole company and craziness that I started with, making a 3D printed drag car. As much as I can possibly print, I'm going to print, and I'm going to share the files through my Patreon account. So I am going to do that. There's a lot of fun stuff I'm going to do with the folks from Linen. So again, I really need to not be sick right now because there's so much stuff I want to do and get done. So yeah, but with that being said, I'll show you this other one. I had a request to make some narrower front wheels as far as like the offset that also had like a built-in rim blocker. So this was some test resin from Linen that we were playing with. So this like narrows up the front end about 4 millimeters per side and has the built-in beam blocker. So I don't know. I've still been drawing and playing with stuff, but the 3D printed drag car is going to win that 100%. So that will all be get back on track and back on the road. However, with talking about front wheels, the molds have already been started. They're already rolling. Yes, we will have a belted front with an injection molded rim like our rears ready next month. Probably towards the end of next month, but the molds have already been started. We may see some samples here in the next couple weeks. So I'm looking forward to getting that going and done. So it's been a tough, like I said, a tough couple months here, but I think in the next few weeks, a lot of stuff is going to fall into place. We'll have our rear tires good. We'll have our front tires coming in good. We'll have all the foam inserts in and good. I have like 3 other fun projects with printing stuff that I'm trying to get done and working on. I started here. No! Those are all the orders I just knocked over. You know, just to give you an idea, I already started 3D printing some other parts. So in the next, I don't know, next week or so, you guys will see more of my other 3D printing. Don't fall. My wife's gonna kill me. There's so many boxes right here. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff I want to get done, and get back to running and seeing people at races and that kind of stuff. So I won't be at Super Chips. I want to wish everybody attending the best of luck. I wish everybody in their normal motor versus Green Monster motor shootout the best of luck. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And with missing this one, I am definitely gonna try and do my best to be at Scotty Ernst's event, the straight line shootout. I don't know, something like, again, my brain's not working that great, so I'll try and be at that. And yes, I will be posting what drag car I have coming soon, so feel free to like, subscribe, comment on what you think I got. And I don't know, time to get back to work. Later, guys.